Hello, and welcome back to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And today we have Jashan. Mundi is an up and coming money coach geared towards helping Canadians manage their personal finances so they can spend less time worrying about money and more time living their dream life. By the age of 23 years old, he has amassed a net worth of over 100,000 by earning, saving, and investing in the stock market and real estate. His goal is to achieve financial freedom by 30 years old. Hi, and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on. I would love to hear everything about your story. How did you start it, and how were you? What inspired you to start building wealth so early?
Yeah, I originally started investing when I was 19 years old, started getting curious about it when I was 18. And, ever since then, it's kind of sparked my interest. I've always wanted to have wealth and have that freedom and just kind of have options in my life. But I knew that without money, I wouldn't be able to get there. Be much more difficult to get there. So I realized early on that, I had a great work ethic. I worked multiple part-time jobs and full-time jobs as well. And, my parents are immigrant parents to Canada, so they already knew how to save money. I kind of learned that and picked it up from them, and then started investing as well, because I knew that saving can only get you so far, but there comes a point where you need to start investing as well to grow your money faster than you can do it by working a job.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you start? Like where you started?
Well, originally I started investing in the stock market. So I started investing when I was 19. I kind of dabbled with some penny stocks and whatnot. Didn't make much money in the beginning because I didn't know what I was doing. And then it wasn't until I buckled down with like a strategy where it was more long-term investing geared towards ETFs and index funds and take a more long-term approach to my money. And, I started dabbling in real estate as well, investing in rental properties. So I currently own a duplex and looking to buy more as well. So, that kind of adds a bit more cash flow and equity build up in my portfolio as well. And I still work full time as well. So I still keep my 9 to 5. I still, work at that job and always looking to work my way up in my own career as well, while investing on the side as well.
That is smart, and that's, I think, the best way to live it. So what would you say, what do you see the like most common mistakes that people make when they're not investing or starting investing?
I think not getting started is one of the biggest mistakes that most people make. I think there's this overwhelm around investing. People are always scared of, if I lose my money, or that's why they keep their money in a savings account and they don't take the risk to invest. But the reality is, keeping your money in a savings account is actually you losing money due to inflation and not growing it. So for me, I look at it and say, well, investing is mandatory. You have to get started, and you don't have to, hit a home run off the beginning. But if you just kind of start contributing maybe $50 a month, $100 a month, and then you see that kind of stack up over time, eventually you'll be hitting, investing about $500 a month, right? $1,000 a month, right? But it all starts with just small amounts and then work your way up from there.
That's awesome. Okay. And how you can start, and like what to look and where to start?
Well, I think one of the best strategies for beginners, at least, is investing in things like index funds and ETFs. It kind of gets you started in the game. It exposes you to how the stock market works. And then working your way up from there, you can start investing in things like start investing in rental properties as well, which I think is a great tool, because assuming you have a good income, you can get a mortgage from the bank, you could qualify, so you can kind of leverage your money a little more.
Awesome. And so what will you like recommend to start? Okay, in ETFs and stuff, but what if person doesn't want to go into stock market? They feel like it's not for them and more want to have something more tangible, I guess. Like, well, how they can start with real estate? Because lots of people think you need a lot of money, and there's so much to do. What to look at?
Well, I think the first thing is getting in touch with a specialized mortgage broker, because I think a lot of people, the misconception is that you need 20% down as a down payment of the purchase price in order to buy a rental property. But you could use strategies like house hacking, where you can get into properties for less than 5% down in some cases, right? So if you're buying, let's say I don't know, $100,000 house, which is almost impossible sometimes, but let's just use it for round numbers, $100,000, you could get into that property for $5,000, right, as a down payment, and then obviously you add on closing costs and whatnot. It may put you at $10,000, $15,000 maximum, right? Which I think is a very reasonable amount to get started in real estate. And then as time goes on, you build up equity, you have maybe a bit of cash flow, and you build equity, and then you could re-leverage that to buy more rental properties. And over time, you increase your income and save money as well. So
Nice. Thank you so much. And the last question that I ask everybody on this podcast is fill in the blank sentence for me. And it sounds like this. If you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
if you really knew me, you would know that I will be wealthy one day and want to help you do it as well.
Got it. Perfect. And where our audience can find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I create a lot of personal finance content and investing content. So my handle is Jashan Mundi. So nice and simple. You can find me on Instagram.
Awesome. And thank you so much for watching and listening. And if you are watching or listening, scroll down and you will find the link where you can find all the links that we mentioned above. And also don't forget to leave a review and share with your friends if you find that helpful. And thank you so much for coming over, Jashan. And I will see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was a great time.